students and some of their experiences, seeing kind of, this extracurricular activity, you know, community building, like, all these elements coming together in real life. It was an interesting experience. It was interesting that through all those things, I thought the main takeaways I was going to have were going to be community, society related, about building a classroom community, about, building a community with your players or your students or whoever it is that you're teaching things to. And honestly, the main thing I saw was intrinsic motivation. That was like the number one thing that impressed me and surprised me, was drive, the amount of drive I saw. How many students were there racing, doing their best. I mean, you saw the whole spectrum. And it was interesting to me because I've been in observation classes. I've been going to my developing teaching observation, and the students in those classes are really bright, and I see a lot of them are really driven. But to see that sample of just student athletes, there for an extracurricular activity was pretty powerful to me, to see, students doing something that from an adult perspective really they don't have to do, in the grand scheme of things, and to approach it with such vigor. There were, extrinsic motivations, there were rewards and prizes. There was the, getting to, see your classmates and, teammates see you do well. But the main thing I saw was intrinsic motivation. I mean, when you looked at the kids that did well, it was all because they wanted to do well and see their own achievement level. And that's what I got from the, interview I did also, with the two students. They were high school sophomores, and I talked to them, and I was impressed and surprised by how much they already had planned. And I knew that, when I was a sophomore, I had plans, and having things planned is different from having things figured out. But they both had an exact idea of what they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it, what college they wanted to go to achieve it. And I was impressed. And really the biggest vibe I got from that, I mean, you'd assume those are all extrinsic motivations. You go to college so you can get a job, so you can do well in the real world and have the things you want, buy the things you want. But at the same time, I noticed, a lot of it really was, these were, 15, 16, 17-year-olds that were talking about what they could do, what they thought they were able to do, and they had high expectations for themselves, and they wanted to achieve it for the sake of achieving it, and for the sake of, proving to themselves they could do it. And that was really powerful to me. I mean, I talked to them about a lot of things. I talked to them about relatability. I asked them very specifically, what's relatable about teachers, what's likable about teachers. Is it too far when a teacher tries to talk to you about your real life? Like, do you like that? Like, is it off-putting? Does age matter with relatability? And they were all pretty positive about those things. In a way, I almost expect they were censoring themselves, but they said they really liked teachers that try, and teachers that, teachers that try to help them, even when they don't like the actual action of the teacher trying to relate to them or be nice to them or talk to them. They understand the motivation behind it, and that really impressed me. And I mean, that's the thought process, is they have this intrinsic motivation to succeed, powered by just their own self-efficacy and wanting to be self-actualized and achieve. And they understand that teachers are trying to help them, and they understand the abstract nature of it. They understand that teachers are trying to help through building a classroom community and being sociable. So, I came away from the day really impressed and with a more complex understanding of student achievement and, how students motivate themselves. So yeah, thank you.